attended Grace High School. He played for his hometown New Orleans Saints in 2001 through 2006. Took a circuitous route to get there, as most of us know. He set an NFL record for combined kick and punt return yardage in 2002, making the Pro Bowl. He now works as an ambassador for the New Orleans Saints, who won 3 straight, and will play at Carolina against the Panthers this Sunday. And he's just an all-around great guy. Please give a warm welcome to Michael Lewis of the New Orleans Saints. Michael.
Good afternoon. Thank y'all for having me again. I can't say much about the game on Sunday because I wasn't there, I wasn't here, so I couldn't watch it on TV. I had to listen to it on the radio, which made me kind of upset because when I went in the office this morning, everybody was talking about, you know, all Sunday they was talking about the River City Relay and all of that type of stuff, and I didn't get a chance to see it. Which, you know, my weekend on Sunday ended kind of bad because I was in Atlanta seeing my daughter, which I had to watch the Falcons game on TV, which I was praying that they lose. I don't know how they always wind up winning on some lucky stuff. So that kind of like upset me a little bit, but just for the first time I actually get to listen to a game on Sunday. Either I'm watching it at home or when I'm working on Sundays in the Dome, I don't get a chance to see. I just hear all the fans yelling and hollering and stuff like that, or y'all booing like y'all normally do, you know, when one of the referees makes some bad call or whatever. So, you know, every once in a while I peek my head out and try to see, you know, what's really going on. But the best thing about, you know, being from New Orleans and being with the organization now that, you know, we're doing, you know, positive thing, which right now we should be 4-0. I mean, in the first game we lost by 8 points, which I think we left about 20 points on the field, saying that we didn't have a great game against Green Bay. And we lost by 8 points. That just shows you what type of team that we have. And to say that our guys went down throughout the week with coaching and things like that, and these guys actually stepped up, the other guys that we have around. And the best thing about it is that this is a team that sticks together regardless to what goes on. Players go down or whatever, you know, and then we stand up, you know, and stick together. You know, just being in front office, like today was my first day even hearing about, you know, the change of the name of the Dome, which, you know, really doesn't matter to me. Like I said, we undefeated in our new stadium, like Tulane is, so, you know, we're gonna keep it that way. You know, coming back home and next week, well, we're in Carolina this week, as you know, which is always a hard game. You know, whenever you play in our division, games never be blown away. It's always a close game, you know. Cam Newton look like he's doing pretty well over there, even though when they lose, they really don't lose by a lot of points over there. So, you know, I think it's going to be a big game. I think our defense really going to have to step up against this guy because he's multi-talented with what's going on. You know, we don't really worry about our offense too much because we know what we have as an offense, you know, coming into most of our games or whatever. So it's mainly we just need to outscore most guys. And, you know, as you can see, the last time, you know, we've been doing that real well. So, you know, have some of the young linebackers and stuff step up in there, you know, when our guys go down. And, you know, just being around, which, you know, this game here, I was thinking about going to it, but I'm not a good fan about staying in the stands and stuff like that, you know, because, you know, I kind of get too much into the game, and I got to remember, you know, what I do for the organization and stuff like that. So if I go to the game now, I have to actually put a suit on, which I hate wearing, even though I got to wear it on Sundays, and go in a press box and act like I do have a little sense. But, you know, just being out with the fans and acting a fool like everybody else. Like in Atlanta, you can't tell me nothing. Because when we play in Atlanta, I don't want to be on the sideline. I like to put my Saints shirt on and sit in the stands and talk so much trash because, you know, I didn't do it for so long, so I get a chance to do it again. And it's just so good when you sit on side of 2 Atlanta people and they talking all this noise and you just, you know, having word back and forth. And then when you win, you look on side of it, they go on, and then, you know, all our New Orleans fans dancing around the stadium, what we like doing. So, you know, we get to travel a lot. Like they say they had a lot of fans that went down to Jacksonville, which was great. And now I'm hearing that there's going to be even more going to Carolina. That's just showing you how much, you know, the fans, you know, love the team that we have now. You know, I hate, you know, I'm glad it ain't about me no more, you know, because I got tired of it. Everybody asking me all these questions and how I feel. But now I'm getting back on this bandwagon thing because now, you know, we got a new guy down the stroll. Mike, oh man, he remind me of you. I say, yeah, just a little bit. He's shorter, I'm taller. He's thicker, I'm thinner. You know, I'm a little bit faster when I played than he is, but he was so short you really can't see him. So, you know, we kind of favored a little bit, you know. But he don't get tackled as much as me because they can't see him, and he's a little bit thick down low, you know. So it's kind of hard to pull him down. Me, you push me over, I'll fall. I mean, I know I'm small, so it didn't even matter. But, you know, just to have my name brought up with his name and seeing what he has done, because it was a big issue when Reggie left. You know, who's going to step in? It's just as well as when I left, you know, who's going to fulfill it? And I'm loving what he's doing, not just on special team, but also on the offensive game, because they really did put a lot into him this Sunday, just listening on the radio, which I didn't get a chance to see. And I mean, he has, seven carries for 75 yards, which is not bad for a Liberty guy like that. I know y'all don't want to hear about the Saints no more. You know, we just keep on, you know. I mean, LSU winning and y'all didn't have, I know we winning, so I know nobody have a question for me, you know.
Over here.
Well, this is the point. Let me get this out so everybody know. When I went to Grace King, I didn't play football. You know, I played at Bonneville, and then I left Bonneville and went over to Grace King, but I didn't play over there, you know. And it's kind of bad because, you know, I finished at Grace King, but then when I played at Bonneville, so, you know, I get the best of both worlds, you know. You tell me we ain't good at Grace King, then I say, well, I played football at Bonneville. Then when Bonneville was like, well, I left there and I went to Grace King. So, I mean, you know, I could jump back and forth a little bit, you know. Oh. Yes. Well, you know what's so funny about it, and I didn't want to bring it up. Me and Steve I think I was closer with Steve than most of the guys that actually knew him, because I came on the practice squad in 2000, which when he was here. Me and Steve played in NFL Europe together on the same team, and I played almost my whole career in New Orleans with him. And the best thing about being with Steve is that I talked to Steve so much that I became real close with him and his brother, and every time I would see him, I would always ask about how his brother's doing and things like that. Him and his brother used to do trips like during the off season, and I couldn't wait till we get back to training camp because I knew the stories that I was going to get from Steve. I'm talking about they took a trip to Europe and they bought this little raggedy station wagon he took pictures of, and they would just go all over camping and all over Europe just doing them. And then I was like, well, what you did with the car? Oh, we sold it for like $200 just to get back home or whatever, you know, didn't matter. I said, what's your brother doing now? Oh, he stayed over there in Europe, you know, he's working on boats and surfing and stuff like that. So I know I was going to get a good story for Steve. The trip part about it is that I work in an organization, but I'm never there. Like, I'm always in the community doing things. And the game we played at home, and he was actually walking, I didn't even know about it. And to see him the way he is now, than from what I was knowing the type of guy that he was on and off the field. And that Monday night when we had the little surprise for him, you know, it just show you that, you know, having a friend like that, to see him going through that, it touched a lot of different people's heart to say this is a young guy that's going through what he's going through. But if you listen to him talk, he's so upbeat. And I mean, it's not bothering him. You know, you can tell it, you know, is on his mind, but he keeps up so much spirit that you wouldn't believe what he's going through. Because I listened to him talk that Monday night, and it was killing me to just see him like that, you know. And he would start talking, and he'll start crying, and then he'll stop and it's like, I'm not crying because I'm sad what's going on with me. He said, I'm crying and laughing so much is because he started picking out everybody. Like, I'm seeing all these faces that I hadn't seen in a while. When we talking about like Fred Thomas and Mel Mitchell, guys that we played with over and over the years, because they hadn't seen him, and he hadn't seen him in so long. And he was just calling out everybody's name that, you know, he had played football with. And he said the most important thing is not playing football and the things like that, but making the friends that he made while he played football was more important to him than anything. So, you know, just being a friend of his, and I stay in contact with him more than anybody else. I call him all the time. I'm always checking up on him and his wife. So, you know, my heart goes out to him, you know, to see a young man like that that has so much potential, not just for, you know, in the community, but just an earthly person, you know, always, you know, everything about him is green. So, you know, just to see him that way, you know, I mean, it hurts me to my heart, you know, just to see him that way. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. For Steve, the guys that was there from the beginning, besides who's here, like me, Mel Mitchell, Fred Thomas was there. He's in the city, but you barely see him. As you know, Mel Mitchell, a lot of people don't know, but Mel Mitchell actually made New Orleans his home. And a lot of people don't see him. He's actually working in the school system. Trip part about it is, like, Scott Fujita flew in that night, and he played somewhere else, and he came in the next day after he went to meet, and he flew in town. You know, you had guys that's still here that played with him in '06, like Scott Shanley, you know. Well, him and Drew is real close, you know. You got guys like that, but there's a lot of guys that really don't know what's going on with him, you know, and, you know, just talking to him. Like, I talked to Joe, I talked to Aaron Brooks, I talked to a lot of these guys who really didn't know. Like I said, when I found out about it, it was Sunday after the game that they was doing something on Monday. So it was hard for me to call guys to try to get them to fly in about what was going on. So, but a lot of the guys that knows now, you know, they're starting to make phone calls to me and trying to stay in contact with him. But yes, and he came in for it. You know what? It didn't even cross my mind for that, because when I saw John, I saw him after the game, because like I said, I don't get a chance to hang out much on the sideline. You know, I get about a first series in and then I'm gone. But after the game, I talked to John, and that's who actually told me what was going on Monday. You know, he was like, Mike, how you work in the front office? I say, because I work there don't mean I'm always there. You know, I say, I try to make myself as much in the community as possible. So, you know, just to see guys that I play with like that, you know, to come back and support Steve in that matter, you know, it just makes you feel good that, you know, it just wasn't about football and money or whatever, but it was about the camaraderie that we had with each other. And like we always say, we was always a family. And that's what we was with our special team, because our special team stood out more than anybody's special team. And we made it a promise that we was going to be one of the best special team units. In the 6 years I played here, out of 6 years, 3 of them we was first, and we fought second. We was in the top 5 every year that I was here. So that just shows you how much we put into our special team unit, and we did stick together like a family. Anybody else? This is what I love about this club. You know, I don't have too many questions to be asked about. I appreciate it. But once again, you know, thank y'all, you know, for having me here. You know, Ken went through some stuff to get me here. Y'all don't know. He called me like 900 times and had like 900 other people to call me, email me. Ken, I'm gonna have to give you my personal email address, because you text me, email me with the Saints, I don't get it, because I'm not there, and I don't have it on my phone, so I try to make sure I don't have to work too hard. But I'll make sure you get my personal email address so you can get me that way, because I saw you email me like 500 times.
$4.99.
Okay, you know, just one off, but I appreciate you, and thanks for the good job you're doing here. Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Michael. Saints at Charlotte to play the Panthers on Sunday. Next week, among others, we'll have former Saint Chuck Comiskey here speaking. I want to thank Michael Lewis for giving time to us today and being here. He does a great job in the community. I want to thank Charlie Baglio for making the trip here from LSU. Always a delight. I want to thank Scott Baines, father of the Shaw Eagles, and wish them nothing but success moving forward. And Brandon McNeil of Tulane, of course, the Green Wave against Syracuse in the Dome this coming Saturday night. Once again, thanks for being here. Next Monday, again, it's Monday next week, and Monday the rest of the way. Be here, bring a friend. Thanks to the Embassy Suites for their hospitality once again. God bless you all.